Hi everyone, welcome to Kats Creations live on Friday night at 5 o'clock, where I'm going to show you today how to make a really amazing wreath that will take you from summer all the way through the beginning of fall. It is a sunflower welcome wreath. This is a brand new design that just came out from Pam at Personalize by Pam. So if you like the sign, you can head over there to purchase that. Let me get through my little quick housekeeping things. I totally forgot my tablet. Another note to myself to remember I'm okay though. What else? So if you're new here today, let us know. We'd like to welcome you and welcome you to our kitchen, which is where we do all of our designing. And YouTube subscribers, a little bit different for you because you're catching this as a replay from a Facebook Live earlier on the day or sometimes the day after. Depends on how quickly we can get it uploaded with no technical issues. You're just going to leave comments and I look at those every day and I am happy to answer any questions that you might have. Make sure though, while you're on my channel, that you go ahead and click the subscription bell in the upper right hand corner to subscribe, and that will let you know whenever we drop a new video, which is generally about twice a week. What else? If you guys want to get notified when I go live, just make sure you click the like and follow button below. And then right now, since we're on the page, if you click the three dots in the upper right hand corner, you can open up a sub menu that lets you make sure that your live notifications are on. However, here's the thing, you have to be on your phone and looking at your Facebook newsfeed in order to get notified when we go live. Okay.
So if you ask you where did you get the sign at?
Personalize It by Pam on Etsy. I'm going to have Steve pin the link for a little bit so you guys can go right to her shop and purchase that. By the way, I think she's doing a 15% off sale on her shop, at least through today. Because I know I went over there and bought some stuff and I didn't have to use a special code or anything to get the coupon amount. So just a little FYI for you guys there on that. We are going to finish wiring together this 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I just color coordinate by pipe cleaners to kind of color coordinate with the design and also with the ribbons that I am choosing. So we're going to go ahead and finish doing the last of the 6 sections. So you're going to take your pipe cleaner, you're going to use your weld marks, you're going to kind of determine a midway point here, and you're going to go ahead and add one pipe cleaner right to the center. You're going to go ahead and use another pipe cleaner using this and your weld. Try to find a spot right in between, wire together the outside too, just like that. And then we're going to do it also on the opposite side. This way it gives you 6 on the inside, 12 to the outside, for a grand total of 18. Okay, so got that done. We're going to go ahead and start laying in our royal blue. This is a royal blue fabric mesh. This is from Kringle Designs. Starts with a K, designs.us, not .com or .net. They carry the royal blue fabric mesh, which is some of my favorites. This particular fabric mesh that we found out today, you can actually cut with your wood burning tool, which is kind of nice because if you can cut it with a wood burning tool, it helps keep your frays down to a minimum. We have 18 pieces all cut to 20 inches. We are going to ruffle this, which simply means take your deca mesh, you're going to lay it flat against the way that it wants to roll. Because what we're going to do is we're going to gather it up. Just kind of picture there's an imaginary line right down the center. And you're just going to kind of gather that together. It has a little bow tie. People call it a scrunchie. We call it a ruffle. You're going to use the finished side. The finished sides are going straight into the middle. That means that the cut edges are on the sides. And that's generally where it will fray the most. And I'm going to go ahead and leave my 6 interior pipe cleaners on there because I may want to use them with the fact that we're doing a little bit smaller sign, but it all depends on placement. So I'd rather have them there than remove them and decide, no, I really wish I would have never cut them off. Which is a good beginner tip. If you're not sure what your overall design is going to be, don't trim your pipe cleaners until the end, because if you decide maybe you don't like the mesh you're using, you don't like the color of something you've added to it, you can go ahead and remove it.
Hi everyone. Everyone just joining.
Happy Friday.
Victoria, Kathy, Rosalind, Gail, Peggy.
Hi Gail, hi Peggy. Hi Rosalind.
Lev said hi, Kat.
Huh?
Lev said hi, Kat.
Lev said hi. Hi Lev. Okay, so I am totally in love with royal blue. I think that makes for a really good summer color. Our summer colors are a little bit brighter than our pastels. That's generally a good way to change up some of your designs. If you're going to make them for summer, you kind of want to go with brighter colors.
Hi Audrey. Yes, the sign is metal.
Yes, it is. Is it? Oh.
It's got like a weird glare on it.
Okay. It might just also be because it's a smaller sign.
Yeah.
And based on normally where we set up our lights, it might just
There you go.
have a weird glow. Okay. So, I'm just reflipping things around. Because in each of your 6 sections, as you notice, you have your center one. You also have your exterior too. So what I try to do is not fluff each section until you get all 3 in. This way you can take the 2 that are going to be on either side of the middle, and that overlaps the center one. So the center one kind of fills the space between the 2. It adds a little bit of dimension to the inside, which supports your sign. So like right now, the fact that I haven't fluffed my interior one right here just leaves this open so that I can go ahead and lay this one in, give it 2 twists, and then this is where you can take it and make sure it's up and over the center one. And then you have really good coverage that way. Trying to find the end of this one. There we go.
Hi Richard. Hi everybody joining.
Hi everyone. Super excited.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Feels like it's been a really long week.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we weren't here this last week. So for us it has felt a little longer with Easter.
Yeah.
So yeah. Busy, busy, busy. Hope you guys all had an amazing Easter week. And okay. So I was lay out the one next to each section. Make sure that we're kind of filling in any and all gaps. Because sometimes with a fabric mesh, it kind of stays folded. Sometimes I wish I can go and then it would just be done. You know? Ta-da! It's all done. So I'm super excited to show you some new materials that came in today. Those are actually going to be featured in this design. So they're all new. Can't wait to share them with you. That would basically be ribbons. And then also, how many of you guys are having an issue trying to find supplies? Let me just throw that one out there. How many of you are having a difficult time trying to find good quality products without like paying a ton of money for them.
They
I know.
all fall, yeah, the sign is pinned down to the bottom. It's from Personalization by Pam.
Oops. Let me get that one done.
It's a 10-inch royal blue welcome sign.
Yes, that's a 10-inch sign. 10-inch are now my new favorite signs. I'm starting to go smaller on signs because then we can add so much more to the design that way.
Richard said some of what I want are available.
Some, you're like me.
Yeah.
Generally what happens is I go to one place
Charlene said me.
looking for like everything necessary to put this together. And I can find half of it. So I'm always trying to meet the shipping minimum, you know, so that we can get free shipping. But sometimes not everything is available at the same place. So what I did this last weekend, when it's supposed to be holiday weekend, I'm still working, I put together my first ebook, which is a book of wreath supply vendors that I have used over the last almost 5 years. Wholesalers, retailers, not including the ones that you like Dollar Tree, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, not those. Those are just basically a given. But places where you can get really good quality products, and I also listed their shipping minimums if they have them, so that when you click on them, you automatically know, for example, Craft Outlet has $69 minimum order to qualify for free shipping. So, and then I also like when next to Craft Outlet, put their website link, their customer service phone number, their location, so that this way you know if you place an order, where are they from, which could determine how long it takes to get the order to you. And then also what you can find there. Like some places just specialize in ribbon and mesh. Some places just do signs. But I just launched that this weekend, so it's available only on my website. And we did an amazing thing. So not only can you print it and have it, you know, bound, like go over to Staples and have it printed and put in a nice little book format, but if you keep the download on a device that you can open, the links are all live, so that if you're viewing it on your mobile phone and you want to go to this particular website, it's not just a dead website link, like an inactive, like it's just info only. We actually made it to where you can click on the link and it takes you right to that place, so you can go ahead and shop. So there's a total of 39 retail places like Craft Outlet that anyone can buy. You don't have to have a business license to order from. And then there's also 10 wholesale locations, which some of them allow you to physically go into those locations with your business license and you can shop. And there's even one location that sounds like it's a wholesaler, but what it is they're selling to everybody wholesale pricing. So it's a pretty cool list. So if you guys are interested in that, it's on my website at KatsCreationsNMore.com. I think it's the second item that's featured on the page. It's just called the Wreath Supply Vendor ebook.
I want to give a shout out to Rebecca. Thank you for sending 500 stars.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And Anna sent 200 stars.
Thank you so much, Anna.
What was the...
We haven't quite decided.
Yeah.
I think we were trying to do autism awareness.
Right.
So we're trying to find someplace that we know, to where it's not like someplace that everybody would know, but they only get like 10% of the total donations, whereas the other 90% go to the board or administrative. Because we're looking for someplace where we can donate the 100% directly to the organization that needs it the most.
Right. earlier Rita said there's been a few items she hasn't been able to find, but she really stocked up when the getting was good.
Yeah, and it's going to get tough again, I think.
So he said, hello, Ken and Steve. I finally caught you live. Been watching you for over a year now. Sending from Florida. Richard said the minimum is what the killer is. When one doesn't have all you want, then you just have to fill the minimum. But if you only want a couple items, then it's the same.
Yeah. So then you have to make that executive decision, right, Richard, where you're like, so I really only need like a couple rolls of ribbon, and I know I'm not going to qualify for minimum shipping. It's like you got to click the checkout button to figure out, you know, how much is it going to cost you just to check out with a low shipping cost versus like trying to add an extra $30 in materials to get free shipping. So, delicate dance.
Janine, that's a 10-inch round side, and the wreath is a 14-inch wreath frame from Dollar Tree, but it's probably going to end up being about a 22 to 24-inch wreath.
I think this will be 25.
Okay.
Yeah. Easy way to tell is super simple. Figure out what size wreath frame you're using, and then whenever you or whatever type of mesh you're using, you're going to go half the diameter, because you're going to put like half here and then half is going to the inside, so you're not getting like half and half on both sides. But you could do that if it's a 14-inch wreath frame and I'm using 10-inch mesh. It's basically going to add 5 inches here and 5 inches on the other side, so we should get about a 24 to 25 inch depending upon how they're placed.
Yeah.
So
or you can think of it, 14-inch wreath frame plus the 10-inch for the deco mesh piece.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said.
Yeah.
And then it would depend on, well, are you kind of like maybe putting 6 inches to the outside and 4 inches to the inside? Always good to make sure of your dimensions. We're finishing up the last 2 pieces right now.
Melissa said, have you looked at GG Playhouse? I don't think you've heard of that one,
I have not heard of that.
We will
What
check
is
that
that?
out, Melissa. Thank you. Is that another like reseller of deco mesh and crafting supplies? GG Playhouse.
I have not heard of that.
Marissa, I love the blue. Thank you for all that you do.
You are so welcome. And I did double check. This deco mesh is still available on Crinkle's website. Here's a key about shopping on Crinkle that most people don't know, or most people are just so excited to get there. They're just like happy to check out and not read everything that's on the page. So while Crinkle Designs does not have a shipping minimum, when you're ready to check out, if you enter the coupon code 5050, you get half off your order.
Yep.
Which
it's right on their front main page. They really try to put a lot of it.
You'd be surprised at how many people don't read it.
Yeah.
You know? So super simple. And my recommendation is go get all the solid ribbon that they have there in 50 to 100 yard spools. That's going to be your lifesaver when supplies are challenging to find. So we're all done. The finished design from end of mesh to end of mesh right now is 24 inches, but we're going to add ribbon, so that may give us a little bit on the side. Here's where we introduce the new ribbon. So check this out. It just came today. I totally forgot I ordered it. This is a sunflower on blue and white gingham. This is from Craft Outlet. This is a 2.5 inch. It's really good quality ribbon. It's like a super soft cotton. We're putting these every other one all the way around, 14-inch pieces. And then they've also added this, which is a yellow and white plaid. Again, canvas ribbon. It's not the fake satin ribbon cut to 14-inch pieces. This way we're taking that royal blue, we're going to start to cut through it and really pop in a lot of yellow. So 14-inch pieces for both. I'm going to go ahead and do these.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, Gigi's Playhouse is like a charity for Down Syndrome. So we will check that out.
Gotcha. Okay. I will add it to my list.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know.
Yes, definitely. Oops. Let's flip these over so that we're not dealing with the raw edges. Okay, so I always take my ribbon, I'll fold it in half just so that you find middle point. This way it makes sure that you have, equal amounts of ribbon on both sides. We're gonna put the sunflower ribbon in where we have the solid blue, and I know it's hard to see, pipe cleaners. We're gonna put our yellow on yellow. We're fanning them to the outside. So what that does is, from a design perspective, it's drawing your eye outward. So you have your focal point, which is generally your sign. Sometimes it could be your ribbon. And this way your eye is just kind of drawn out to see the whole thing and not just your focal point. And then I think next week, if I'm not mistaken, we're going grapevine all week. And so if you guys are interested or challenged by making a grapevine wreath, I'd encourage you to join us on Friday and Sunday next weekend. We're going to go patriotic for our grapevine designs and get those stocked in the shop.
Vera said, hey guys, I think I finally come up with my business name. Awesome.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear.
Now I'm checking to be sure it's available like you mentioned in your business class.
Nice. Okay, so do you want to tell me what your business name is? Those are always tough choices. Business names are hard. And just remember, you can always change your business name. If you decide later on down the line, it doesn't really represent who you are, and maybe you've incorporated a different side of your business, you can always change the name. That is well within your rights to do that. Oops. Trying to get that one to lay flat.
She's been working on her wreaths. She's 4 that she's ready for pictures and 2 more projects. Awesome.
Are you listing them? I always have people do that. Some people will wait before opening their Etsy shop, thinking you have to have X amount of inventory. Start with 1. Get the 1 going and build from there. Because Etsy likes to see constant activity in there. So like if you have 4 wreaths, you don't want to list all 4 at the same time. It would be better off for you to list the 1, and then the next day list the second one, and then the next day list another one. It's kind of like a new store that's getting inventory in, and you're putting it up or you're adding it to your shop. Rather than put it all in on day 1, then click shop open, and then you have nothing to do in your shop except wonder why nothing's happening in your shop. And a word of the wise for people who are still sitting on the fence about whether or not they should open their Etsy shop, you need to do it now, because it's going to take you approximately 6 to 8 weeks to get the algorithm going, like a cycle going of you posting stuff, things are happening, people are in and out, so that you're ready to go when things get busy, which is just after Labor Day.
Kathleen said, I'll be starting my new job on Monday.
Yay.
Congrats, so I hope I can still catch y'all. You can always watch the replay.
Yes.
Gail said, a little late to the party. What size wreath frame did you use?
14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame.
Yep.
Let's see what else. 14-inch on our ribbon lengths for the 2.5-inch. All the ribbon on the 2.5-inch is from Craft Outlet. I was like trying to think, where'd they get that one? Where'd they get that one? I'm in love with the sunflower ribbon. Now I wish I bought a lot more, because I love yellow and blue together. It's very French country, as they would call it. And then we're down to the last 2. Then we'll go in and we'll add some half bows to this. It's still so unusual to see the interior 6 still there. But I'm just leaving them there Because with that royal blue being so dark and so prominent, I want to make sure there's not a really solid, thick, like blue around there with nothing. So we may need to come in and add some 1.5" ribbon just to kind of break that field up and blend in with our sign.
I was going to say that blue and yellow really look beautiful with the sign.
Yeah.
Richard said, just had a scammer try to get me on Facebook Marketplace where I have a few wreaths for sale.
No.
He was good, but something led me just to say no, and I was right. He was trying to steal your money. Kat's had that a couple times, and she had the same kind of gut feeling.
Yeah, go with your gut.
Yep.
Also, for those of you who don't know this, there's a new scam going around. If you have an Amazon account and you get a phone call from someone saying, "Hi, I'm from Amazon. I noticed an invalid or a suspicious charge on your bill for a phone for $800, and we just need you to kind of verify that." It's a scam. Don't push any buttons.
Amazon never calls.
Well,
They shouldn't.
this is what I always say. If you're unsure if it's a scam, hang up, call Amazon, and ask them. Because then at that point, you've initiated a phone call. And it's not, you know, buyer beware kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to add the blue and white gingham to the yellow. And then we're going to take this yellow and white. It's kind of like a little bit of a plaid. It's more like the raised, it's not really a raised white stitching, but it's just got yellow with lines. This is going to go down on our sunflower. These are both cut the 1.5" to 19" pieces. They're already dovetailed, so all we're going to do is take the ends, bring them together, and about 2 inches from the top, you're just going to gather. And then those are going to sit right on the inside. Give it a couple twists. And then we're going to remove the pipe cleaners around the outside as we go.
Rosa said, "Thank you, Kat. I love doing the half bows for my wreaths."
So what do I?
Those have been around for a while, the half bows.
Gotta figure out something different. I mean, sometimes we do the double bows. I just wasn't feeling double bows on this because I really wanted I don't want to hide the sunflower ribbon, but we need to pop some yellow in. So the yellow with the white is from Sam's Club this year. So if you guys were able to get to Sam's Club and purchase their ribbon, that's where this is from. And then the blue and white is Craft Outlet, but Craft Outlet's been out of this color for a very long time. I had just purchased enough to do the Wizard of Oz wreath that we created quite a while ago, and I needed the royal blue and white. So I'd seen it once. And so what you do to make your half bows, besides doing this, is where these are going to go in to your pipe cleaner. This is going to go straight into your pipe cleaner. You're going to twist just to ensure that it's not going to come undone. Snip the excess off. You're going to take that little nub that's left. You're going to take that and tuck it around the back. You're going to open up your loop. Then you're going to take your ribbon tails. You always have to right side one and then just kind of fan those out. I like them to go on either side of the 1.5". So it's just up to you what colors you want to see first. I kind of want the sunflowers and the blue gingham because that's what we've done. And now we'll go through and finish these up real quick.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, never talk to people when they try to call you. Just hang up and call the number direct.
Well, a lot of times it's going straight to voicemail, or it, you know, like when you pick up the phone, it sounds like an automated caller. I just feel so bad because I know people like my dad, who's in his 80s, who would probably think, well, I have an Amazon account. I have an iPhone. You shouldn't have billed to my Amazon account. So my dad would be one of those people who would do that. So that's just a word of caution to those of you. This is the new scam that's happening. So,
and the sign again is pinned down at the bottom. You just click on the pin.
And it'll take you right to buy.
And it tells you it's a 10-inch round fall sign, but it's actually a summer and fall sign.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you right to the link.
Yes.
You said there's a big social security scam going on as well.
Oh no.
There always has been. Those have always been going on.
And the car warranty. Don't forget the car warranty one. Yeah. We haven't had that one for a while.
No, we haven't. But there was a time when I was getting like 3 or 4 a day.
Yes.
Even on my cell phone.
I know. Cell phones now are no longer off limits to that.
Oh, so yeah, I know seniors are getting scammed so much here in Canada.
It's not fair. I mean, seniors work really hard for their money.
Well, they've worked there, yeah.
And some of them still work for their money.
Yeah.
So, yes. I think those are the only two that I know of off the top of my head. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This would have been good too, now that I think about it. If I was to do double bows, you could have done the solid blue and white gingham, pair it with a solid blue, and just toggle those two. I think that would have been a nice play on top of the yellow.
Raymond, she said, seems like someone is always trying to scam or scare our senior citizens. Makes me so mad.
I know. Righteous anger, right? You just like, no, stop. Okay, we've got 5 more to go. Okay, backing around the outside. Also, for the YouTube subscribers, because they're not able to get those links, if you're watching this on a YouTube replay for the Facebook Live, go to the description box below, and I will put the links that you're not able to see that we've shared in the Facebook Live. So I'll start doing that. I haven't been doing that. What other questions do you guys have on anything that we're doing tonight? You guys can feel free to ask me any questions you want as I'm just sitting here going around putting these all in. Feels very Wizard of Oz-ish with the blue and gingham. Yeah. Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's a happy color. Like yellow, it's a happy color. I think if I had a chance to redo my kitchen, I would do blue and yellow. Like yellow, but accent it with the blue. Like happy yellow. Steve's like, no.
He uses like accents, but not like painting blue or yellow or...
No, I'd paint the kitchen walls yellow, like sunny yellow. Because then on the warm winter months, it would kind of make you feel like happy, sunny. Alrighty. 2 more, and then we're done. The outside.
Linda, awesome. She said I have my first craft stuff this coming weekend. After 2 long-year COVID shutdowns. She's so excited.
I am sure.
Congrats. Hope you sell out.
What are you taking to the craft fair? What are you going to bring to sell? Do you have any idea? I miss craft fairs, but our craft fairs here, they just don't yield anything.
Gail, if you just click on the very bottom link, you should see a little pinned comment at the very bottom. Just click on that.
It's usually right above the comment.
It tells you right there once you click on the 10-inch fall wreath sign, and you can click on that link. It'll take you right to it. Same as Kat's web page.
You have them both pinned?
Yeah, you can pin.
You can pin more than one?
Yeah. What I do is I reply to the one pin, and then it just puts it right underneath it.
Wow. You're smarty. I was like thinking, okay, now that would be a cool upgrade.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but when I do that, it shows.
Fonts like this size.
Yeah.
Can't see it from here. All I see is something on a white background from where I'm at. Last one. Pop
That's
down.
every time I try to get the site for the fabric match, it says page pair. Well, this is going to Pam, personalized by Pam, so this is for her signs.
Yeah, I don't have the one for the fabric mesh. If you just go to crinkledesigns.us, so that's probably what's happening is you're probably doing .com or .net. And then when you get to their page, click on the search field and just put royal blue fabric mesh. And it should pull this up. And I think they call it a fabric stripe, but it's not striped. It's just fabric. Solid royal blue.
Yep.
Okay, we have them all open. Everybody's happy and around the outside. Look how pretty that is. It's all nice and summery.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna make our bow. Then we'll add our sign and do all of our embellishments. So I'm gonna switch places with this for now. We're gonna grab all the colors we just used. Whoop.
Rachel, I've been watching your videos for a while. Happy to finally see a live video.
Ooh, happy finding us. Okay, there's all my colors.
Were you watching them on YouTube or on Facebook?
So we've got, I'm like trying to debate which one do I want to see on top. I really want to see the yellow, so I think I'm going to leave them this way, even though I really want to put the yellow down on the blue instead of that. It would just look weird. Then I have to kind of change the order of everything. Then it goes like that. Or I could do it like that. Let's do that. Okay, so this helps me to know what comes next in my bow dabra, or even if you're using the Easy Bow Maker or the Pro Bow, having it lined up so that you know this is what's going to be on my base and this is what's going to be what people see the most. You can kind of stagger your colors rather than trying to figure it out as you go. And they go, I don't really like that color on top of that one. So here's my formula for a fairly full bow. And this is just, think of it like a recipe. Can you change recipes? Absolutely. You can change it up at any point that you want. You can go bigger, you can add more, you can go smaller if you'd like. So this is going to start with our 2.5 inch, and I just failed to show you how to do a dovetail, but I'll show you when we do it on the end. We're going to go 10 inches up, and I'm going to gather and twist. It's always going to be about the twist, and then that goes right inside the bow dabra. Okay?
Something else, have you thought about doing the mesh awareness method? It's almost like the curl and weave method. I think you have.
Yeah, it's just like the curl and weave.
The curl.
Yeah.
The awareness into the other one, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like curl and weave.
Rita said I could learn more on making arrangements.
Ooh, I know. We're going to be doing those because I want to do a sunflower. And I want to do one that matches this because I have this color a lot through my home for the summer. Sunflowers are always prominent in our house through the summer. So, keeping our bow dabra on the 10, I'm stretching out my bow loop so that it ends at 5.5. And then that way, following your recipe to a T, when you know this is what it's going to yield, will help you in what your final bow looks like. So it's 5.5 on this side. I'm going all the way out 10 inches. And then you're going to take your wired edges, bring those together. You're going to cut from your folded side down to the wired point. By doing this, you give yourself a really nice finished look. People call it dovetail, fishtail, ducktail, whatever tail.
I don't know why they call it ducktail, because ducktail is
kind of. I think if you're doing the deck, like a bird top, I guess. I don't know. So now we're gonna do our sunflower. Same thing, always start with your finished edges. You could wait and do it at the end. I just find that if you start developing habits of this is how you always go through making your bow, you generally won't forget a step unless you deviate from your pattern. So 9.5 inches is our ribbon length, and this loop size is going to be 5 inches. So I'm always bringing it back to the 10, stretching it out, and making sure I'm not going a little over or a little under. So exactly 5 inches. Ooh, that was way too much. Okay, we'll do this here. That's way too far.
Well, that's interesting, Kirsten. She didn't have a question, but she has a tip. I found she puts your wreaths in those Ziploc large bags with the handles, keeping them from the dust. Great to use to customers to carry. Yes, but you should not leave those in there for a long period of time.
No, I know what they're saying.
Yeah.
For a tip, because how are they going to carry them around the craft show while they continue looking?
Yes.
Clear plastic so that people can see what you got and they can stop you and go, oh my God, where'd you get that?
But you don't want to really store them in those kind of bags.
Yes, no, because then if you leave them in those bags, they will generally, because of the weight of the wreath, it will form the mesh to however that wreath. Like if it's sitting straight down, then it's going to round the end. And I don't know if it's impossible. We should try that and experiment. I'm going to start sharing some more tips with you guys.
That's interesting too. She said she saw another crafter use vinyl shelf liner to make a flower wreath.
I saw that. That was Kathy Dyer Reese. She just did that one.
I can see that because it's thicker material. So
yes. There's people doing all kinds of stuff. Someone did balloons. It was Michelle at Monkey's Creations who did balloons on a Unique in the Creek board. So you just never know. You never know if the thing you want to try is going to yield you the next viral thing. So try it. Third ribbon in is 9 inches long for our tail. And this time we're taking it down to 4.5 inches on both sides. You can kind of guesstimate, you know, you want to bring it down 1/2 inch from what you're doing. So we're kind of stacking these in layers. And then back out to 9. Always dovetailing, this way I don't forget. So next week is Grapevine. I think we need to do an updated bow making class. Like small bows, big bows, something like that. That would be good. Okay, so this one, the Royal Canvas in white. This is also from Kringle. Highly, highly recommend it. Super, super thick canvas, which is my favorite. So this is basically paint on canvas. So it's going to be really thick. This one's going to be 8.5 inches for our tail.
Is it a solid blue on the back side?
Yes, it is. That's why the white stripes painted on the top. Yeah.
Hey, Kathy.
And this one's also going to be 4.5 inches. So a good way you can cheat, not really cheat, but since you've already measured the bottom, you can just put your fingers in both hole. Make sure they're the same size. Do the same thing here.
Oh, thank you, Diane. She says that blue looks really good on you. Yes, it does.
Thank you.
And for all of you who are on, we'd appreciate it if you like and share.
Share.
We'd appreciate it.
So if you like this wreath and you're like, oh, I'm going to so make this wreath, share. Just hit the share button. This is what I did when I first started. All the designs that I loved, and I was like, oh, I just need to go online and order all my stuff. Click the share button. It shares it to your Facebook page, your personal page. And then when you're ready to go, you don't have to go, okay, now who was it that did that design that I like? You already have the tutorial right on your page, so you're ready to go. So If you're there getting your blue fabric mesh from Crinkle, you might want to pick up the royal blue canvas. The Swiss dot, the white on yellow, is from PLY Wreath Signs, which is Personally Yours Wreath Signs. She sells signs and ribbons and a whole bunch of other stuff. So Swiss dot is my next favorite. If I can't find solids, it's my next go-to because the dots are so small. This is going to be 8 inches for the tail length and 4 inches for the loop.
Kathy, wow, I hope you're feeling better.
What's that?
She said she fell off her deck last Friday and fractured her little toe on her foot. She's in a boot and using a knee scooter.
Are knee scooters easier? Because I've always wondered. I'm like, I know crutches can be a challenge. The older we get, I think our bodies are just a little softer.
I think they're easier because now they have those bigger wheels, so it's easier to kind of push them and get around.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like you would get tired that way. Somebody needs to just invent something that you can sit down.
She said, oh yes, it's way better.
Okay. Because sometimes I see these poor people on their scooters, their knee scooters, and I think, like I've seen some people like fall over on them, and that doesn't look pretty. So I was thinking, is that beneficial or is that not good? Pins are done. Yep. We're doing the last one.
Yep, and so feel better, Kathy. The boot is a pain.
But I'm sure it's better than no boot, which is a bigger pain, right? Last one is 7.5 inches for our tail length and 3.5 inches for our bow. So as I'm making this one, I'm stacking them. So aside from the two that are the exact same length, we have a really nice, gradual climb as you go up. And this is just the formula for this bow. You could pick 2 ribbons and alternate it the entire way. I need to come in just a little bit more. And you could just do 2 ribbons and just give them a lot more loops. It's entirely up to you. Okay.
She said the dog tried her on crutches, but she kept losing her balance.
I can see that one. That would be me. I think I tried that when I messed up my ankle. I could not. Crutches were easy when I was younger, not so easy as I got older. So yeah, I was wondering. Okay, so we're gonna pick up the whole thing. I always call it my triple decker club sandwich because that's how you do it. We're always trying to squish the bread down. You're gonna take your pipe cleaner, drop that right inside. You're gonna hold it at the bottom and twist your stack, which is a really good tip as we get older and our hand strength starts to go. And then that's all done. And we'll shift it. Grab my board. Should probably put it here. So I can pick it and slide it. So this is my, what?
Gwen, no. 2 of the ribbons in the bow are 2.5 inch, and the other 4 are 1.5 inch.
Correct. Okay. 24 by 24 by 1 inch. All it is a wood board. I had this custom built by a friend because not only can you use it as a fluff board because it's heavy enough, but if you're taking pictures, because you make bows, this is a really good way to photograph your bow after you finish making it. So it just has an 1.5 inch C-hook on it. It just gets looped around there, which prevents me from being able to move it off the board. And then you're just gonna separate. So we're gonna take our tail and our loop from the bottom. You're gonna separate them. One goes to the left, one goes to the right. On the other side, you're gonna find its opposing opposite. So you have our loop here going to the right or left, and our tail going to the right. So their pair is across from one another. And then as you are ready to bring down your next one, what it's going to do is it's going to start to alternate your stack. So this is the top. Here it is from the bottom. So now we've got our sunflower alternating just like our tails do. And then each time we bring down a ribbon, it's up to you which one you want to move. So I generally will mix up blue and yellow so they're not right on top of another, like yellow and yellow. I'm just going to go opposite there. So whatever you do on one side, just remember to follow it up on the other. Here we're going to go blue. And then pull that over. We're going to do the tail and the loop. Okay. Here, let's follow the same pattern. We're going to follow the yellow over. And I'll pull this one around. And then this way, when I have my blue, I've kind of alternated my colors as I'm going down. Oops. There goes that. And tail. Here's my loop. Here's my tail. And I don't want you to think that it's fluffed, because all I did is separate colors. And now we're going to give it life, which means we're going to lift our loops up. Right? Because this is our top. We're going to do the same thing with our yellow. Just like this. Here's our yellow. And then I'm kind of looking at, you know, what's kind of coming up beneath them. And I kind of like the blue in between the yellow and the blue. And then I'm going to bring this yellow between these two. So it's a nice complement. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to bring our royal blue up between that. And then bring our yellow between the two blues. And what I'm saying is, as I'm looking down, I have the blue gingham, the blue stripe. So I'm bringing the yellow up right below that. And then now, at the bottom, I have my sunflower ribbon going between those. And then we're going to pull our yellow. So it's going between the other two. I'm not worried about the tails just yet. Here's my open. And then we're going to do this one right in here. So this allows you, because it's on that C-hook, I can grab, I can lift, I can pull. And then if you want to put some movement back into your ribbons, you're just going to go between your fingers like scissors and just run that ribbon through. This way it'll follow that pattern on the wreath once we get it off the board. It's a little harder to do the 2.5, but we can do those when we get on. So there you go. That's what you see, or that's what I'm seeing when I'm looking down. This just makes it easier so you see what I saw.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to take this back off the same way we put it back on.
I love you style of bows.
Thank you. That's just that bow recipe.
You're always going to say, Kat, your bows are always amazing. Thanks for sharing.
You're so welcome. I am going to remove one of my interior yellow, and I'm going to put my planning, I'm putting my bow right there. So when I'm looking at what I want it to do, so I want to make sure everything's a little clingy right now. Okay, so we want this one over here. We have a really good, the way the sign is designed, if you look at it, you've got your welcome here, which means we can occupy a good space right here and still really not take away from the design on the sign. So that's going to allow me to bring it a little bit off center to the right and a little bit low. And then when I go and I take my bow, I'm always picky. There's always like a good side and a bad side. It's like our haircuts.
Kathy, the sign is pinned at the bottom, so you just click on the link at the bottom and it'll Take you right there.
So this is going to kind of go, oop,
So I'm personalize it by Pam.
it's going to kind of go up here. I'm kind of just laying it over where pipe cleaners are going to be. I'm kind of liking that. And I don't think I'm going to need my pipe cleaners at all now that I look at it. So, real quick, because these are already done and twisted, they were just there if I needed them. I'm just going to go through, take them, remove them, push the tips down towards the center. That way it'll allow my bow and my sign to lay flat. And I don't have to worry about how am I going to get underneath that sign or my bow to take my pipe cleaners out. There's that one. And the last one is right here.
Talk about your private group?
Yes. Oh, thank you, Steve. Private group. So this is the last week in the private group. It's going to be open for open enrollment. It doesn't mean that we're closing the private group. It means if you'd like to join, now is the time to do so. We may or may not open it the remainder of 2022. That's undecided. I know that right now is, hey, it's time to get serious about getting your shop done, getting your designs in hand. So if you have been thinking about it, now's the time to do it, because the price is going to stay locked in for you no matter what we decide to do during the summer or when we decide to reopen it. So I think you have the link, right? Steve's going to post the link if you're interested in joining.
It's also pinned at the bottom. Yeah, the private group.
You can go yearly or you can go monthly. Yearly, you pay for 10 months, get 2 months free. And if you go monthly, you know, try it out, see if you like it. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. But you'll get all your discounts to all of your places like Kringle Designs, and it's hard to believe that like with 50% off, how much more of a discount can you get? You'd be surprised. And a lot of other vendors like Pam. So she gives our members discounts on through the whole year along with some others. Access to the materials list like tonight, all of the SKU numbers, all the links for all of this stuff. You'll have access to it along with the video tutorials that accompany those.
In the private group too. Yeah.
In the private group as well. So we're going to go ahead and add our sign. I'm going to go side to side. I'm using a 1.5 millimeter hole punch to punch holes in my sign. I'm just using the gingham as my source for that, so I'm putting them right here. I'm using 22 gauge floral wire. Now the metal hole punch work just like a hole punch does on paper. It just punches little holes in your sign, and the 1.5 millimeter is enough for a pipe cleaner to go through. So yeah, so I just prefer using floral wire now, because when I'm using mesh like this that has natural fiber in it, like little cotton strands, they get stuck on the pipe cleaners. So we're building the base from the back so it doesn't spin like a spinner. This way it lays flat. So just even this up. There we go. Make sure that it's even. Not too much tension. This way I'm not using the adhesive cable ties that I would normally use if the wood was too thin and I couldn't put a staple in it. Doing the floral wire just allows me the assurance that I'm not going to have to worry about that ever coming off the back of my sign. So this is going to sit in here. I'm going to go through right where my interior pipe cleaner was. So I'm going to go right over that, but you need to make sure that you get it on a crossbar because you don't want to be free floating in space. So I'm going to pull back some of my mesh right here on the front, right where I'm going to nestle this up. And then I'm going to press it down right here so I know roughly this is the depth I want it to go. I'm not going to take it all the way down because otherwise it'll seem like it got smushed into the wreath. And then we're going to do the same thing right here, right to the outside, making sure where it needs to go. Do the same thing, pull some of my mesh that might be tucked under here. Like this one. There we go. Grab that one. Pull that down right in there. And so now we don't have like that big bold field of blue that I told you that we might have issues with. So, because when you see a sign like this on a dark background, you see how the oval becomes something that your eye is drawn to. I like to feather the edge, which simply means take some of your mesh that is, trying to get the one that's right here.
Yeah, the sign earlier was from Personalization by Pam.
Let me grab this one, trying to find the mesh here. And we're just going to feather around the edge of that to soften that look up.
Linda, yeah, once she's done, she can show you the back side of the wreath.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'll have to clean up some of the ties.
Yeah, the things that you see, that actually no one sees me do, because I try to respect your time.
You can do it after that, yeah.
Yeah, so I generally do that. This one's just a little tight on this end, which is why we only give it 2 twists. So then I can bring it up just a bit. Okay, just like that. Make sure we refluff my ribbons from smashing as I was going around the outside, just like this. Isn't that really pretty? Okay. And for the fact that our ribbon, our bow's gonna sit right here, I'm gonna take a lot of this mesh that's here. I'm just gonna tuck it underneath. This way it gives me a home for my bow to sit flush, so it's not floating on top of my mesh. Open those up. Okay. We'll add our bow, which, pull my pipe cleaner down, position my bow where I want it to sit, which is right about here. This is the way our ribbons are going to fall. I'm going to attempt to get a pipe cleaner down through the mesh that will always get stuck on one little thread, like it did.
Richard asks, when you sell on Etsy, do you include shipping or price plus shipping? It's price plus shipping.
Yeah, shipping is not, like when you look at my shop, it's not, you're not looking at included shipping. It's a different price point. So
you'll see the price of the wreath, and then when you click on it and add it to your cart, when you go in there, then you'll see the estimated shipping total.
Yeah, because there's opportunities a lot of times to, not so much on a wreath, but if you purchase additional items, a lot of times we can add that item into the same box. Like if you were to purchase an angel or something with that, it doesn't make sense to make you pay extra shipping for that when we could save you a little bit of money and send it out on the same way. Okay, let's take a look at it from your view. Trying to make sure we get all of our colors represented. We have our sunflowers. this up because we want it to lay the same way we created it.
Richard, yeah, he said shipping has gone up for 24-inch box a year, adding up to like extra $4. Depends on where it's going to.
Yes, it will always depend on where it's going to and how wide is the box you're shipping it in, like how tall. Right. So I try not to go anything greater than 6 inches because that really helps save on shipping. Okay, so let's embellish with a couple sunflowers. So let me show you what we have so far. Let me make sure all these are looking their pretties. Okay, here is our design. And I'm like, well, I'm showing you that. Smile. Smile. Oops. Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just twisting my wires on the back where I added my sign. Oop, there we go. So while you guys are seeing that, I'm just trimming up my wires for the sign. Ta-da! All done?
Yep.
Okay. Let's embellish with a couple sunflowers so we can pop that. I have a whole bunch of different sizes and a whole bunch of different textured sunflowers, so I'm not sure which one would look best. I have those, and I also have everything that's in this jar, which has some minis in it. Let me find out where those are. There's some minis. We grab this one.
And he said, if you have the supplies, could you do a wreath like this in a daisy and show us, of course? Yeah.
Have to find a sign.
That has daisies, right?
This one just has, it looks like roses, sunflowers, eucalyptus, blueberries. And I just got these in. It's weird. There's some sort of berries, but depends on who you order them from. Sometimes people will call them lavender, even though they're not really lavender. But it's a lavender looking berry. So let me remove this one. These are the edges of sometimes the edge of your mesh. Let's take a look at these. These might be a bit too big. Let's see. Everything needs to always get pushed up. So, and I always offset the leaves as they're going up. There goes another one. Push that one there. And that one there. Let's look at what we see. I kind of like that one there. Better. So let me show you.
Kathy, yeah, the blue is a fabric mesh.
And thinking somewhere down in here. Let me make sure this one's pushed up. I might want to use one with one of the smaller buds on it. But let's see. These ones have already been removed. So if we did something like that, I'm thinking one of the ones, hang on a second. Let me find it. So these are from Hobby Lobby. So here's a money saving tip. When you're buying your florals, don't buy a single stem because those are very expensive. It's usually like $3 to $8 per stem. If you buy something that comes like this in a bush, you have a whole bunch of different picks that you can pull from, and it's generally a lot cheaper than trying to buy the one by itself. So let me try this one. So I don't want that one to go quite as high. Let's try this one. This one's like a medium size with a little baby one off to the end. If we were to feature that down there, I like how that looks much better. So let me show you. Let me pop that back in. So here's the difference. Okay. I'm just gonna mess around. So we're gonna add one down into this space here. In the world of florals, it's always gonna be about creating triangles, different triangle patterns. So you can either add like 3, 5, 7 type florals, make a triangle, and then always figure odds. Like never put 4 sunflowers around here, because your eyes are always going to be drawn to things that don't make sense. Like odd numbers, our eyes are always drawn to something that has 3 because we look at it and go, it's not symmetrical. So in this case, if we added the sunflower, so I'm just going to lay this one here so you can see and hold it up. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, that was the first one. So if we go sunflower, sunflower, and connect the bow, there's a triangle. Okay. But here's what I like much better. Let's see if I can get this the way I saw it. I think that's the way I saw it. I'll try to hold it the way it's going to get put in there. So, or you have this one that has a little trio. So that creates an odd number for florals, but it still makes up our triangle. 2 flowers plus a bow. Okay? So, your eye automatically associates that these all go together because sunflower in the sign, sunflower in the ribbon, sunflowers listed here, and let's see, will these go this way? No. So I'm going to bend my pick. So this is going to go in the direction.
Bruce said, yeah, she likes the second one better. With the 2 little sunflowers.
Yes. So I'm just trying to get them because it's such a thick, like, we have the one sunflower that has the wire in it and the little one that does not, but we've got to make it small enough to get it below so that it has to get low enough. It's like when I lay it this way, it's perfect because I can get it straight in there, but can I do it? Let me look.
You really want that? You want that?
I really want, yeah, so I think what I'm going to have to do, because this is just way too thick, is deconstruct it. Because the stem is just too thick, like this. It's just way too much with adding all the leaves to the end. So, I am going to use, do all this stuff, hot glue. This is Gorilla Glue, silicone glue mat. I'm going to glue my stem. So when we add glue to our mesh, it's like a net. So this is going up underneath, where now I can bend my floral. I can now cut the little one so it can actually be at the height that I wanted, because remember this one doesn't have wire in it. So now I can put this where I want it, and then we can add our green leaves to the side. Right in here. Go ahead and remove those. Back side, since we're gluing face down. And then,
yeah, don't be afraid to deconstruct a pick.
Oh, I've deconstructed picks so many times, because there might, and don't be afraid to buy a pick knowing that at some point you might have to deconstruct that pick. You know, you're like, well, I don't really like this flower, but I like everything else in the bunch. It's okay. Purchase it, deconstruct it, and then make it work the way you want.
Yeah, make it work for you.
Right? Okay, there's that one. And this will go right underneath. Just like so. And then this way I don't have to worry about my sunflower being all smashed. This one is perfect because I don't have an extra bud going through. So this is actually going in the same direction I want it to. So then when we go like this, it slides right into the place I want it to. I don't want too many leaves impacting the sign. Make sure that goes up and over. Here we go. There's that one. I do have these little ones that I've already taken off. What ends up happening is sometimes I think that's a little too much. I'm not going to put one in the center of my bow. I know, right? What? She's not putting something in the center of her bow? No, not everything does. Sometimes it just makes sense, but not everything. Let me fluff these out so when we put it on the door, and I'll show you the back. So let me get everything moved.
You're not going to put any cornflowers in it?
No. No. But yeah, Steve was like, you're not going to add cornflowers? No, because there's too much blue in it. Yeah, as it is. They would get lost in there. Okay. Let's perk that bow up. Backside. Here it is. Here's the backside. So this is my bow. So I'm just twisting that. And that gets tucked right below. Let me show it to you this way so you can see it. There's virtually nothing on the back at all. Okay. Then this is going to get hung up right here. Make sure I hung it up straight. Can never get it straight the first time. That's one of the downsides of having a screw in your door, is sometimes I have a really long screw. Let me get all these moved out. So these are the way you would want to showcase your wreath. Is make sure everything is out. It's perfect. There's no wrinkles in any of your ribbon. You don't have one of your wrinkle or your bows smashed. Pull this one a little bit out. I think I got them all. Oop. Trying to make sure. Trying to grab them all and pull up. I think we got it.
Yep.
There we go. Oop. These ones are bent. There we go. And I just moved it again. Okay. There you guys go. Super simple sunflower wreath that can go on your door from summer all the way through the very beginning of fall. So there's some people who don't do Halloween wreaths, and they might not be prepared to put fall up in the month of September. So this is a really good wreath that will take them all the way through that early part of the summer, or kind of like into late summer, and then they're ready to put their fall wreath on, and then that will carry them through Christmas. So there's all that. Don't forget, if you guys remember, join the private group, because it closes Monday. The cart is closing, the doors are closing, so we can spend the summer focusing on new designs, getting things loaded in the shop, helping you get your business pages open, your social media ready to help you with marketing. However you want to sell. There's some people who don't want to do Etsy, but you can sell right off of Facebook. You can sell off of Instagram. You can sell straight off of Pinterest. So a whole bunch of different things that I'm going to be working on the group with all through the summer, which is perfect because then as summer closes, our busy season begins, and they're already one step ahead of the competition. So KatsCreationsNMore.com for that. Personalize It by Pam for the sign. And I think that's it. On Sunday, I have a surprise for you guys. It's not something that I have ever done in 4 years. On Sunday, I am going to teach you how to make the angel tutorial that I have never shown to the public group. So if you guys join me Sunday at 6, I'm going to walk you through all the steps to put one together just in time for our patriotic holiday. And that's about it. Any other questions I'm missing? Nope. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys Sunday at 6 Pacific, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern time. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks.